All right, welcome everyone. So tonight it's December 16th, and traditionally, in many Christian traditions, today is the feast day of Our Lady of the Advent. And if you look at iconography, I am actually going to share one icon. If you look at iconography, you will see that oftentimes nowadays she's actually being called Our Lady of the New Advent. I am going to ignore that reference. I'm not really interested in her as Our Lady of the New Advent. That's not really kind of in line with our topic tonight. But what I would like to do is allow us to let Mary be the entry point for three aspects to our divine humanity and with the childlike theme that we've been exploring in this series. So, when Mary conceives Jesus in the traditional story, there is a powerful exchange that happens between her and Gabriel. It starts out with her being called full of grace. So already we get this celebration of her divinity, that she is the fullness of the embodiment. We get that she is already complete. And then right after that, there is this statement about from Gabriel saying, "You do not be afraid, do not be afraid." And sometimes that can be just positioned as, "Don't be afraid. I know this is freaking you out to see an angel." But if we look at it from a different angle, it's just as likely and perhaps even more likely that the angel is saying, "Do not be afraid of your power," because she's full of grace and she's going to be pregnant in a moment with God. She's going to be a Theotokos, a God bearer. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up, let's see, so that you can take a look at the iconography here. So in the traditional iconography, this is what you get. You get Mary, who's what? She's looking out onto humanity. She's looking out at you. And her hands are turned in part as a blessing and in part as kind of a celebration. And if you look closely at her hands, you'll see, well, in a way, are they towards me? Are they towards her? You're left in the mystery on that. And I would say it's both. And then her whole being, she's got this oval shape where you've got the image of a Jesus that looks like a man, but he also looks like he's about 5 years old. And he's carrying an olive branch of what? Of peace. So you've got this iconography of Our Lady of the Advent as being the fulfillment as God bearer. And when we reflect upon that, there are layers that can be there for us. The first layer is the joy of the historical reference. Now, about this time, if we're going to look at it just historically, and that's even if she did happen to bear Jesus in winter, we don't know a lot of these things for sure. But historically, we've got reference that she was pregnant and that she gave birth to Jesus. She would be just 9 days away from birth. And I know that I've never been pregnant, but I have many friends and family that have been pregnant. And they always say that when you get close to your pregnancy, within 2 weeks, you're ready. You really want it to come. She represents to us the immediacy and the urgency of God coming into form and the holding of all space within herself. So she is both interacting with the world, and she's a part of the world, and she is also, just by way of like almost holographically, she's also holding the whole world Because if she's a God bearer and all the world is of God, then she holds all the world. So that's one way that we get this sense and this invitation of Mary to us. Like, what does it mean for us? The second way is by way of feminine. And here's where you get things like Shakti. So in many understandings of energy, feminine energy is the embodied aspect of consciousness or God. And you have in Mary the fullness of this embodiment. So I think that it is delightful that you have traditions such as Catholicism and others that don't bypass the power of what this represents to us. I know that it's oftentimes been a dividing point between Christian traditions of the deep devotion towards Mary and the belief that the devotion towards Mary deters from the devotion really to God. But this devotion to Mary, I believe, is awakening within us the devotion to the feminine face of God. You have the energetic feminine, and you have it embodied in that we are intended to be all powerful. That in our Shakti merged with Shiva, that we are truly all powerful, and we're meant not to shy away from it, not to pull back from it, but to actually give our lives to live the ascent to it, just like Mary did. So oftentimes, because she's Mother Mary, she is seen only in that aspect of feminine. And feminine is got a maternal quality, right? But it's not only feminine. I mean, it's not only maternal, right? There are many other aspects of feminine that are not the mother aspect. There is the wise woman, there is the maiden purity, there is the Kali rooting things up for new life, there is the Kuan Yin, the outpouring of all compassion as a bodhisattva. There is the sister. There are so many aspects to the feminine within ourselves. And we have the opportunity in the Our Lady of the Advent to recognize, and you can see in that icon, that she is, by way of stepping into her power, a witness to us of what it means to step into feminine power. And that's for us to explore. It's not just about being a mom. The third are the energetic layers that are presented to us in the experience of Mary as God bearer. I'm going to take a few words from my poem here, Mary Breathes. Fibers of the mind tingling. Fibers of the heart stretching with deep-throated longing. Fibers of the soul with its eternal question in time. It stirs again today like a faithful friend. Mary breathed. She did. I heard her many thousands of years ago. Another moment occurs steadily following the last. Soothing catalytic words weaving with pulsing rhythmic tones. And feet walking. We walk. We breathe. People all around me are dancing their queries, their consternations, their celebrations. Wordless acceptance, punctuating the playlist with its drumming current keeping time. It is safe to moan here. Let your moan arise from the cavernous gut of longing. Mary breathes again. She does. I hear her. Feel the warmth of her breath in my chest. urgent time, eternal time. Mary breathes again. Can't you feel her? Everything seems brushed with her breath. Oh, certainly you hear her. Certainly you feel the moist dew of her exhale upon your skin. The reason I like that poem was because it actually is evocative of all these aspects of Mary, right? The name Mary, so I'm calling in the Mother Mary. The sense of feminine in all its aspects. The sense of Mary being a word that is somehow pointing to all the energy and all the ways that creation is birthing and groaning and living and walking and drumming and pulsing and being worried and being safe. There's something about that that's actually like Mary breath because of its Shakti-ness and its energetic. And so when you reflect on that and reflect on this moment historically, we're recognizing Mary being pregnant and ready to really give birth physically. Who and what is Mary to you? What kind of door does it open to you to experience yourself, to birth new life, to awaken to the illumination of the world? What is this Mary breath or presence to you? Now, our meditation today, I'm going to bring in what was a Marian anthem that we would sing or intone this time of year at Advent. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do an energy center activation. And it's just going to be 3 parts: our gut, our heart, and our mind. Gut, heart, and mind. We're going to open up to the field of creation and the feminine aspect of that to create what? To create an environment that is safe, that is generative, friendly, nurturing, insightful, non-judgmental. And that is in one way the Mary breath, isn't it? It's like when you get all the stories of all the apparitions and Mary appears in those nationalities, speaking those languages, wearing those clothes. She does, by that very historical essence, bring forward an internal message for those she's in contact with, because she sees them and she speaks right to the soul. What does that mean to us? These visions and apparitions have been ratified for years. What does it mean? What is it pointing to for ourselves? And in what way can we open up to Our Lady, to Mother Mary, and to the fullness of power within ourselves, to step away from any fear and step into the fullness of our gifts? So this will be a guided meditation, and the chant I'm going to chant is Alma Redemptoris Mater. And on my CD, I do the complex, the solemn tone. For this, I'm actually going to do the simple tone. But we're going to open up ourselves to experience ourselves as energy, because we're going to set the field that we are held energetically in the Mary presence. Therefore, it's safe to open up to our energy. So I invite you to close your eyes. Mary, we know that you're with us. Let us feel your presence. Let us feel your exhale onto our skin. Let us become aware of the entire field that we are in as a field that has a feminine quality that is safe, that holds us. That sees us. We are in an embrace from which we truly can fly. So we take a moment in the silence to open up to the experience of Mary. Alma Redemptoris Mater, qui peria celi porta manes, Stella Maris, succurre cadenti, Sugete qui curat populo, tu cui generisti, natura mirante, tuum sanctum genitore, Virgo puius, ac posterius, Gabrielis abore, sumens illudave, peccatorum miserere. While we are being breathed in this field of creation, while Mary breathes us, we also breathe. Notice your breath. Keep the focus on the breath. And notice as you're breathing that there is space. You exist in space. And allow that awareness to soften your sense of boundary. Sure, you are breathing, you are pulsing, you are existing as a human being. But you are more wave-like than particle-like. Let the breath remind you of your boundlessness and become aware that you are existing in space, pure space. And now bring your focus down into your abdomen and your gut. It's the area of your second and third chakras. And if you're comfortable, place one of your hands upon the gut. This is an energy center. The power of relationship in this world and relationship with yourself. Intentionally open to this power. You need to imagine it like a ball of light growing stronger and stronger. Notice any sensation. Notice any images. Notice feelings. There's a sense of fire and earth, a solidness of your being, a who you are aspect as a person. Let this energy grow stronger. Envision the ball of light or the felt sense of your energy here grow larger, extending in all directions. Now move the focus up to the chest, the energy of the heart space. Either sense that energy or you can imagine it like a white ball of light growing strong, containing such power of love, compassion, kindness, soulfulness, integrity. Allow this power within you to grow larger. And now move your focus up to your third eye and your entire head, the center of the mind. If you wish, place your hand on your forehead to make it more concrete, but you don't have to. And open up to the power of this part of you, the mechanism of the mind, the deeper pulses that search for truth, understanding, insight, wisdom. Allow the energy here to be like a white ball of light. And let it grow larger, brighter. And as you allow this power of yourself to grow brighter, reflect on these three statements: body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. Body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. Body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. And in this way, you are as Mary. And as we begin to end this short experience, bring your focus back to your breath and let it be a little audible. Ah, ah. And after your next exhale, when you're ready, open your eyes.